The hospital gave them the wrong babies 18 years ago. When the real parents discovered the truth, two families were completely destroyed. One teenager had lived in poverty while his real family was wealthy. Another had lived in luxury while her real family struggled. But the teenagers had to make an impossible choice that would break someone's heart forever. Kevin Harrison was 18 years old. His friends called him Kevin, and he lived in the richest part of town. Kevin's father, Robert, owned 3 successful companies. His mother, Helen, was a famous interior designer. Kevin had everything money could buy: expensive cars, private tutors, and designer clothes. Kevin attended the most exclusive private school in the city. He was popular, confident, and planned to attend Harvard University. His parents had already donated $1 million to guarantee his admission. Alex had never worried about money or struggled for anything. Life had always been easy and comfortable for him. Kevin attended the most exclusive private school in the city. He was popular, confident, and planned to attend Harvard University. His parents had already donated $1 million to guarantee his admission. Alex had never worried about money or struggled for anything. Life had always been easy and comfortable for him. Despite their poverty, the Carter family was close and loving. Sophia had excellent grades because she studied every night after work. She had a part-time job at a grocery store to help pay family bills. Bella dreamed of going to college, but they couldn't afford tuition. She planned to work for several years to save money first. Kevin was playing football when he collapsed suddenly. Doctors rushed him to St. Mary's Hospital for emergency surgery. "We need to check his blood type for the transfusion," Dr. Martinez said. Robert and Helen gave their blood samples for testing. "We're both type O, so Kevin must be type O too," Robert said confidently. The test results shocked everyone in the room. "Mr. Harrison, your son is type AB," Dr. Martinez announced carefully. "That's genetically impossible if both parents are type O." Robert and Helen stared at each other in complete disbelief. "There must be some mistake with the test," Helen whispered. Dr. Martinez ordered additional DNA tests immediately. "I'm afraid there's been a terrible mistake," he said 3 days later. "Kevin is not your biological son." Robert felt like the world was spinning around him. "What do you mean?" Helen demanded with tears in her eyes. "It appears there was a baby switch at this hospital 18 years ago," Dr. Martinez explained. "We're investigating all births from that date. Your biological son was given to another family, and you've been raising someone else's child." The Harrison family was completely devastated. Hospital administrators worked frantically to solve the mystery. They discovered that only 2 boys were born on Kevin's birth date. The other baby had been given to Frank and Diana Carter. "We need to contact the Carter family immediately," the hospital director said. "This mistake has affected 2 families for 18 years. When hospital officials called the Carter family, Diana collapsed. "You're telling me Sophia isn't our daughter?" Frank asked in shock. "And our real son has been living with a wealthy family?" Diana cried uncontrollably as the truth sank in. "How could this happen to our family?" The hospital arranged a meeting between both families. Kevin walked into the conference room wearing expensive clothes. Sophia arrived in her simple work uniform from the grocery store. They stared at each other. trying to process this impossible situation. "This is supposed to be our real son," Helen whispered. Sophia looked completely out of place in the fancy hospital room. Her clothes were clean but old, and her shoes were worn out. Kevin felt overwhelmed by the realization that these struggling people were his biological parents. "This girl is supposed to be our daughter," Robert asked quietly. Both teenagers felt like they were in a nightmare. Dr. Martinez explained the full situation to everyone. On March 15th, 18 years ago, there was a power outage during both births. In the chaos, the identification bracelets were switched. Kevin went home with the Harrison family. Sophia went home with the Carter family. "This means Kevin has been living our daughter's life," Diana said sadly. "And our Sophia has been living in poverty instead of wealth," Frank added. The Harrison family realized their biological daughter had suffered while Kevin lived in luxury. The Carter family saw their biological son had thrived while they struggled. Everyone felt guilty and heartbroken. Helen looked at Sophia with tears in her eyes. "You should have had private tutors and beautiful clothes," she said. "You should have traveled the world and attended the best schools." Sophia felt uncomfortable with all the attention. "I was happy with my family," she said quietly. Frank stared at Kevin with a mixture of pride and sadness. "You got all the opportunities we couldn't give you," he told Kevin. "But you don't know what it means to work hard for anything." Kevin felt guilty about his privileged life. "I never asked for any of this," he replied. Hospital lawyers explained the legal situation. Both families have the right to have their biological children back. But the teenagers are 18 years old now. They can choose which family they want to live with. This decision must be made by Kevin and Sophia themselves. Robert immediately offered to adopt Sophia officially. "We can give you everything you've missed," he told her. "College tuition, a new car, designer clothes, travel opportunities." Diana and Frank looked heartbroken but understanding. "We want what's best for both children," Diana said through tears. Kevin spent sleepless nights thinking about his situation. "The Harrisons raised me and loved me," he thought, "but the Carter family is my real blood family. Do I owe them something because of genetics? Or do I owe the Harrisons something because of love?" Kevin visited the Carter family's small apartment. He saw how hard Frank and Diana worked for everything. "They sacrificed so much thinking I was their son," Kevin realized. "But I don't know how to live without money and privilege. I've never worked a real job or struggled for anything." Then Diana showed Kevin something that changed everything. She opened an old shoebox filled with letters and photos. "I wrote you a letter every year on your birthday," Diana said tearfully. "I always felt like something was missing, but I kept writing. I saved every penny I could for your college fund, even when we had no food." Sophia felt torn between two completely different worlds. "The Harrisons can give me everything I've dreamed of," she thought. "College, financial security, opportunities I never imagined. But Diana and Frank are the only parents I've ever known. They loved me when they had so little to give." Sophia visited the Harrison mansion and felt overwhelmed. "This house is bigger than my entire apartment building," she whispered. Helen showed her the room that would be hers. "We can redecorate it however you want," Helen offered kindly. But Sophia felt like she didn't belong in such luxury. The Harrison family held private discussions about the situation. "We raised Kevin for 18 years," Robert said. "Blood doesn't matter more than love and memories. But we also owe Sophia the life she should have had." Helen agreed they should support both teenagers' decisions. The Carter family talked openly about their feelings. "Kevin is our biological son, but he's a stranger," Frank admitted. "Sophia is not our blood, but she's our heart. We want both children to be happy," Diana said, "even if it means losing them both." After weeks of agonizing thought, Kevin made his choice. "I'm staying with the Harrison family," he announced. "They raised me and made me who I am." Biology doesn't erase 18 years of love and memories. Frank and Diana were disappointed, but understanding. "But I want to have a relationship with you both," Kevin continued. "You're my biological parents, and that means something important. I want to learn about your culture and spend time together, and I want to help support your family financially." Kevin promised to use his privilege to help the Carter family. Sophia's choice was even more difficult than Kevin's. "I'm staying with Diana and Frank," she said with tears. "They sacrificed everything for me when they thought I was their daughter. I can't abandon them now that I know the truth." The Harrison family was heartbroken, but respected her decision. Then Frank revealed something that made everyone cry. "Sophia, I need to tell you something," he said quietly. "I always knew you were too smart and special to be just our daughter, but we loved you so much that we never questioned it. You were our miracle, and that will never change. But please help me go to college." Sophia asked the Harrisons, "I promise to work hard and make you proud. I want to have a relationship with you too." Robert and Helen immediately agreed to pay for Sophia's education. "You're our daughter in every way that matters," Helen said. Both families created a new, extended family structure. Kevin visited the Carter family every weekend. He learned Spanish and helped with their financial struggles. Frank taught Kevin the value of hard work. "Money is a tool, not a goal," Frank told him. Sophia spent holidays with the Harrison family. She attended private tutoring sessions that Helen arranged. Robert helped her apply to the best universities. "You have more intelligence and determination than any privileged student," Robert observed. Sophia brought humility and perspective to the wealthy family. Something beautiful emerged from this tragic situation. Kevin and Sophia became close friends despite their different choices. "We're connected by this strange experience," Kevin told Sophia. "We understand each other in a way no one else can." They supported each other through the difficult transition. Both families also developed unexpected relationships. The Harrisons and Carter families became close friends. They celebrated holidays together and supported each other. "This mistake brought 4 parents and 2 children together," Diana observed. "Maybe it was meant to happen this way." 5 years later, both Kevin and Sophia reflected on their choices. Kevin had learned the value of hard work and giving back to others. He used his wealth to help underprivileged students attend college. Sophia had graduated from Harvard and become a successful lawyer. She represented families who couldn't afford legal help. "The hospital's mistake taught us that family is about love, not blood," Sophia said. "We learned that privilege comes with responsibility," Kevin added. We discovered that the most important things in life can't be bought. Both teenagers realized that having two families made them richer, not poorer. Sometimes life's biggest mistakes lead to life's greatest blessings. If Kevin and Sophia's impossible choice moved you, please like, subscribe, and share. What would you choose in their situation? Tell me in the comments below.